Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. I welcome all of you for the environmental classes. Today's class is for the 12th, and the topic that we are going to discuss is the sustainable development. Let's start. The concept of sustainable development can be defined as maintenance and sustainable utilization of the functions, that is, goods and services provided by the natural ecosystem and biosphere processes. Conversely, in a situation of unsustainability, where the limits of the biosphere's carrying capacity (CC) are exceeding, not all the environmental functions can be fulfilled anymore. Let us recall some of the concepts and the definitions of sustainable development which integrate ecological and economic regimentations. These concepts suggest that SDGs Number one, to maximize the biological system goals, genetic diversity, resilience, biological productivity, economic systems goals, meeting the basic minimum needs, equity, and the social system goals, social justice, people's participation, and simultaneously improving the quality of human life while living within the CC of the supporting system, the World Conservation Union, IUCN, UNEP, and World Fund for Nature in 1991, SD is classically portrayed as the interface between environmental, economic, and social sustainability, and the ideas inherent in sustainable development are often presented in visual terms. Indeed, a study of the visual device used in the literature as the art and the ideas behind them could be fascinating topic for the analysis in itself. The need of the sustainable development. What is the need for the sustainable development? For improving the quality of life for the present and the future. Today, the whole world, particularly the developing countries, face a near crisis situation, both economic and environmental. Policymakers find it difficult to formulate programs that would work under the present situation of escalating population on one hand and diminishing that would work under the present situation of escalating population on the one hand and the diminishing resources on another. The environmental decadence inevitably weakens economy, which in turn leads to social disintegration. Human history in replete with such instances, and the remains of past civilization in the archaeological sites of the world bear testimony to this. These civilizations were not able to cope with the pressures of the degraded environment. Kotiala, the vice minister in the court of Chandragupta Maurya, said that sustainability on an empire dependent on the sustainability of its environment. Stability of an empire depends on the stability of its environment. The link between the environmental and the social economic degradation cannot be overlooked, particularly because in the past, what took hundreds of years is now getting telescoped into a few decades. Today, a very few have the comprehension and the capability to break the vicious circle successfully. In our own country, in the post independence period, our attitude was dominated by developmental growth and we did not have a culture of population control. The following are the environmental problems facing the country where priority action is needed and, if solved, could as well lead to the sustainable development. Population stabilization, number one. Number two, integrated land use planning, health, cropland and grassland, woodland and revegetation of marginal lands, conservation of biological diversity, control of population in water and of air, development of non polluting renewable energy systems, recycling of waste and residues, ecologically compatible human settlements, including the slum develop improvements, environmental education and awareness at all the levels, upgrading of environmental laws, and new dimensions to national security. These are the very issues that are posing threat to our environment as a whole and to sustainability in particular. These require immediate attentions. Otherwise, gains from the development and activities will be ephemeral. The threat to our long-term ecological security are real and growing slowly and insensibly but surely.